Good morning. This is Bobby Dupre with the Bobby Dupre Show, presented to you each Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Of course, many of you are watching it on your cable services. Others are watching it on some internet device. And I've got a young man here that's assisting me on making all this happen so that you can watch it. And of course, there's a little man over there in that little room over there, little Dylan. And then this is Matt LeBlanc, my sidekick here. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
Dylan, everything going well over there? All right. We want to start off and let you do a couple of our good sponsors. We don't want to put them at the end. We want to get them going right now.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Quarters Casino, located north of Opelousas. What exit number?
23.
There you go. If you're going north from Opelousas, it's I think it's the first exit right past Opelousas there, the Ville Platte exit as we know it. You can get nice Chevron fuel there, Hunt Brothers Pizza, as you can see in the middle there, El Pico de Gallo, authentic Mexican restaurant. If you're looking for some good Mexican food, that's where you're going to find it. But if you just need a quick pick-me-up on the way, you can stop and get your Subway also. They have a Subway right there on site. They got everything you could possibly need in a travel plaza. Quarters Casino, and don't forget about the casino. They've got all the slot machines, the video poker machines.
That little flood that took place about 18 months ago, they went on ahead and remodeled the place and bought new machines up to date.
Oh, yeah?
Yep,
yeah.
They sure did.
It's a very, very nice travel plaza, and you won't regret stopping at Quarters Casino and Truck Stop north of Opelousas. So go visit them there. And let's talk about our good friends over at St. Landry Homestead. And St. Landry Homestead Federal Savings Bank is located in Opelousas, Eunice, and Port Barre. They've got a new location in Eunice, soon to be a new location in Port Barre. And the Opelousas location has been completely redone with digital signage and really brought it up to date and up to speed with, well, not up to speed, but up to date. They've always been up to speed with their internet banking. So you can see them for good old-fashioned banking, like you used to, like you want to sit across the desk for somebody. Or you can do your banking online with them. They've got everything you need there. Personal banking, business banking, e-banking, lending solutions, all there. Student loans, go see them at St. Landry Homestead. Tell Kip we said hi.
You bet, you bet. Yesterday I had some working experience, I guess the best way to describe it, sweating time, but it wasn't too bad yesterday. The day before was we worked some on that would have been Monday, and then Tuesday we really got with the program and did a lot of outside work, and you know I feel good. Y'all told me you told me I think it's gonna be tomorrow, but that 2 days later you get the feeling.
Yeah, that's when it gets you.
Yep, that's when it gets you. But anyhow. We accomplished what I thought was a whole lot, and what happened is I ran late last night, and we were having our monthly mass at Red Laurel's Health Club, and I certainly wanted to make that, and I also wanted to make the Charlotte Clavier her announcement party. Function which was held at Fricassee, and that's all in the family. That's related. They're all related. And Charlotte, I apologize for not being there. I had every indication. In fact, I had Lionel Melanson was going to ride with me, and then I had to call him and tell him we were still on the job, trying to wind it up. And that was that. I guess you called it a fence, a little different type of iron post with a cable in it to keep traffic from going through the property.
A barrier.
A barrier. Okay, that's a good term. We use that back in Plaisance when I was a kid. We had barriers over there. Biggest barrier was my English language was a barrier. I could speak French a whole lot better than English. But again, that's adding a little spice to the program. We don't want to get too serious. So anyhow, Charlotte, good luck to you. She's running for that's in Lafayette Parish, and that's District 2 on the parish council. So good luck to you. This Don Stemmons' daughter and she's very, very knowledgeable, sharp lady. In fact, she's a graduate of Tulane University.
Oh, yeah?
Sure is. And runs the Stemmons Horse Supply Company. I think Don still feels he runs it, but in all reality, and he laughs about it, she's doing the work and very capable of doing it and very helpful. I know she helps me when I have something to do, want to name a horse or something like that. She put it right in the computer and get it done. And I'm sure she'll run her district office the same way. She'll be very, very active. Raised right there in that community where she's running. So good luck to you, Charlotte. And this morning, well, actually, no, yeah, early this morning, yeah, about 8 o'clock, I called, I saw a picture and a name, and I saw Scotty Hall. And the ad is for authorized hearing services. And what would the name of it be? Starkey's?
Starkey.
Starkey. And that's at 249B North College Road here in Lafayette. And I remember the Scotty Hall, so I called and wasn't open. They wasn't answering the phone yet, but I left a message, and he listened to the message. Most of the time, people don't listen to the message; they just call you. And but anyhow, he had listened to the message, and he was in fact the person that I thought he was. He had lived in Opelousas years ago. We were in the JCs together. And he said when he moved to Opelousas, I was one of the first ones that he met. He remembered that. And he occasionally watches the Bobby Dupre show. So hopefully he's watching right now. He has gone in business with Martin J. Audifred, A-U-D-I-F-F.
Audifred.
Audifred.
It's a last name you don't see around here.
No, that's it. Kind of goes with the service.
He's an audiologist.
Yeah,
and he's an Audifred.
Audifred. So y'all are on the right track. And Scotty had when he first went to Lafayette, he opened his own pharmacy after a period of time. So been knowing him, and he is so funny. He kind of helped start several businesses. I did the same thing. He has old cars. I have old cars, and it's kind of strange how we kind of followed the same path and didn't perceive it, like my man would say. But looking forward to having that lunch with him and renewing. And before he called me back, I got to thinking, and some of the people that were in the JCs was Bill Brinkhouse. He died years ago. Leon Tujak died years ago. Attaway Darbon died a few years ago. Newton Stute died a few years ago. And those are all people that were our age, my age. And I think Scotty's about the same age as me, 78 years young, not old, young.
That's right.
Try to be. And if you'd have seen me yesterday, you'd think it. I was kind of afraid I wouldn't have been able to get out of bed, but shoots, I felt good. I might get in construction business, might do some sub work for Timeline Builders. You know, they might give me some work. I own part of it, so I guess I think that's a good idea. If my bid would be cheap enough, they would probably use me.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and the people around the office would be glad I'd get out of their feet, like the old saying goes. But anyhow, we're trying to have a little fun. We want to tell you a few things. This is something that I've had on my desk. It was, I'm not sure if it was one Bon Nouvelle, Bobby Dardo's newspaper that he puts out about 12, 14 of them a year. But this edition here is January 2015.
Well, and I'm on your desk a little while.
I've been on the desk, and I don't throw too many things away. Time for me to throw some things away. But Thomas L. Swallow was welcomed into directors on the directors board at Evangeline Bank and Trust back in January the 1st. They made it effective, and of course Thomas is one of the owners of Progressive Tractor, and of course they've really.
Yes, they have.
I went into a real sales pitch for them, mentioning all the sites. They're the largest case dealer
Yep.
in the South, according to my source. So anyhow, sorry I'm a little late, but hopefully passing this information on. And then this is Oyes celebrate 50 years of marriage. And I'm talking about Philip and Bonnie Oye were married December the 26th, 1964. So that was, if I'd have read this in the January edition, I would have seen that. But it never, this kind of good news, it never gets old.
That's right.
And of course, I know Philip, and then of course I knew his brother Don, who died, Don Oye, and they were the owners of John Deere Oye Implement Company.
Okay.
And they have since
You're all
sold
about
it.
the tractors today, huh?
Yep. And this gentleman here is Bobby Dardo.
Yep,
He
sure is. Now
served.
that you
He
say that.
served in the wedding. He was, and then Miss Barbara Morton. Both of them served in the wedding, and it's not an ancient. 50 years ago, Ville Platte Evangeline Parish had a lot of cameras. They did not have a picture of the wedding ceremony. That's unusual, you know.
Wow.
But anyhow, they've had a good life, and it's good. And then they introduced a person I've met on several occasions over in Evangeline Parish, and I'm talking about Councilman Dardo, C.J. Dardo. He has now served 38 years as a city councilman in Ville Platte. And he also the second longest served as a city councilman in the state. He was recently re-elected to his 10th term.
Wow.
So anyhow, good luck to all of you. Sorry I'm late, but then maybe they missed it then and they're getting it today. So, you know,
There you go.
good news is always good news. And sorry, but I'm running a little bit late there.
Just 8 months behind. That's all right.
And we are going to take a 1-minute break. Welcome back to the second quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, along with my sidekick, Mr. Matt LeBlanc, and little Dylan over there in the little room. We got him locked up today.
Little
Locked
Dylan
up tight.
in the little room. Dylan sounds like a mouse over there.
He's playing with that mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, you see the lady, the young lady that we were sitting next to at Drago's at the Hilton Hotel in New Orleans the other day. She was convinced, and she was trying to convince me that my cell phone is a computer, and I can't say I've never turned on a computer yet. And I said, they don't have a mouse on it. If it doesn't have a mouse, it's not a real computer.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you know, you can,
I won't pipe in.
if you know what you're doing, I guess you can do everything on that. But anyhow, we had fun, and that is kind of something that people pick at me about. You know, when I say I've never turned the computer on, what's that you're holding in your hand there? I said, that's my cell phone and my camera. And that's what I use it for. Those two things. And I use it too. Well, anyhow, we want to do a couple of our obits that we have, and we'll do the state trooper first. The state trooper was shot and killed over the weekend, and that was in the Lake Charles area. And the top person in the picture you're looking at right there is the officer that we're speaking about right now that created this article here in the paper, Senior Trooper Stephen Vincent with Louisiana State Police. And then the article goes on to state that our state, Louisiana, accounts for 20% of the nation's total deaths by law officers thus far in 2015. Can you imagine 20% out of 50 states we have 20?
Wow.
It's going to be hard to get somebody to wear that gun on their side pretty soon if this keeps up. This trooper was killed by a man that it just doesn't add up. He had run off the side of the road. The trooper is there to assist him, help him out. He comes towards the trooper and has a shotgun, a sawed-off shotgun, I might add, which probably just had one shell. Apparently, he only fired one time. And then he walked up to him, and the trooper has his camera on. And he's overheard telling the trooper that he will die. I mean, how cruel, how cruel is that? I don't know. And this trooper is a young trooper. He has a 9-year-old son that he leaves behind. I don't know about the wife. They keep talking about the son, but I guess he has a wife too.
It's sad situation.
Sad situation. Then y'all were telling me about something that took place. Well, you do a little talking.
I'm not sure
he
if it
can
took
talk.
place.
Yeah, I just don't ever let him talk.
I'm fine with that. No, I'm not sure if it happened today or yesterday, but there was a news crew filming an interview, and a gunman walked up and shot both the reporter and the cameraman and killed them both.
Both have not died.
Yes, they're both
and
deceased.
Then he's in critical condition.
He's in critical
he tried
condition.
It's kind of sounds crude, but it sure saves a lot of money when you, for the state, the government.
Well, I agree with you there.
We're not going to go there.
Nope.
We're going to pass that right up. Let's talk about Mr. Gilray. Let's show a picture of Mr. Nelson Gilray. Nelson Gilray was well known in the Port Barre area. Successful farmer, successful businessman. I went out to where he was living. Well, he actually was living, his home was in New Mexico, I think, where his son Grant is living with his family. And Nelson has a place, some land, and a house near Port Barre. I went there with Mitch Olivier recently. Mitch possibly has the crawfish area leased out.
Okay.
I know he works there, and we saw Nelson was cutting grass, and we stopped and we said hello to each other. Not a person that I've known well, but I've known of him. You know, he about my age, I guess, maybe a little bit younger than me. 68, yeah, he's 10 years younger than me. Quite a character, and so my deepest sympathies on his recent death. And I think the only other thing I have on the state trooper's funeral is set for Saturday, and you can rest assured that they'll have state police and police from every agency. I mean, it's going to really be something. We saw a long one like that passing in Mississippi a while back. We were in Louisiana, but they were coming in from Mississippi, and it was a huge amount of vehicles in that particular. St. Landry Lumber is where I purchased these gravel mix concrete bags, 80 pounds. Well, that was a little bit light for me because I was accustomed to those 100-pound sacks that I used at Mud Supply Company, worked my way through college with 100-pound sacks, smaller than that. So it's a dead weight, they call that. And would handle them pretty good, but yesterday I didn't grab onto too many. I let Mac, he's a little younger than me, about 20 years younger probably. So I allowed him the opportunity to do that. But anyhow, they really well organized. I walked in, Bennett took care of my order. When I drove, he told me where to drive up. They're waiting for me. Forklift, drive up next to the pickup truck. I was driving the dually and loaded that up and took off, all on credit. And of course, the thing that they really advertise a lot and that we're going to advertise for them, and it's hunting time. And they have really come on strong as a place where you can feel comfortable shopping. They have all the clothing you need. They have the rifles. They have the pistols. I mean, they have the bow and arrow. They have a bow and arrow training facility on site. And it goes on and on. Austin has taken over from his dad and really has kicked it up into another level. It was a great idea that he had to bring in, because the contractors that buy his products in the lumber and hardware goods that he sells, they practically, every one of them are heavily involved in fishing and hunting.
Yep.
So it fit like a sock on a rooster. That's how good it fit, Austin, and crew over there. In fact, Roland Stelly was the person who loaded the truck down yesterday for me, and he's down Stelly Road. Some of the estate property that I had bought, that particularly the first one, Jerry and Peggy.
Crow?
No. Physical therapist. Golly, come on, Jerry.
How did you do that to me?
not Cunningham.
No, not Chamberlain.
Chamberlain, that's it. Jerry Chamberlain. Okay, we'll get it out. Anyhow, the little blue house, that was the ranch. That was my ranch, and my ranch manager was Gene Lobby.
I remember that.
Better known in the community as Pete. That was the nickname. I called him Gene, but they called him Pete. And everybody knew him, and everybody knew that I was parent.
Yep.
He had to say, if he woke up in a day, if he didn't say parent 50 times, he had slept all day. Cajun of all trades stopped in to get a burger a couple of days ago at Joe's Sandwich Shop on West Vine Street.
Yep.
And got to talking to Wilfred Stelly. He didn't recognize me. I couldn't have said his name, but I recognized who he was. But his mama, Charlene Brown, was there, and she recognized me. She said, you Mr. Bobby, right? I said, I'm Bobby, that's correct. I always just say Bobby. And then he started laughing. He says, I really thought that's who it was, but I didn't want to make a mistake. And anyhow, he's a Cajun of all trades. We do a little of everything, residential and commercial. They're well insured. They do pressure washing, house cleaning, roofing and re-roofing, remodeling, painting, landscaping, lawn care, tree removal. He's really gotten into this. He loves this new endeavor that he got into. Some people asked him, well, you do everything else. How about cutting trees down, cutting branches, trimming the tree and all? I can handle it. And he said he loves it. And he says, Mama gets in that bucket, bucket truck. She gets in there with him and right side by side with him. And so anyhow, I enjoyed my sandwich, and then I enjoyed my visit.
Well, sure.
And they're two Cajuns that'll do you a good job. If they tell you they can do it, they'll do it, and they'll do it well. That's Wilfred Stelly and Charlene Brown. Wilfred's number is 467-1625. It's 337, of course. 467-1625. Y'all need some. And how many minutes? We're in good shape here.
But you know what? Well, let's give them. Let's talk a little bit.
Well, we didn't do our.
No, we didn't.
Well, okay, that's just about right.
Over in Opelousas and Simmsport at Piggly Wiggly, as an old location on the north side of Opelousas. They also have a location in Simmsport, and their newest endeavor on the south side of Opelousas, where it was a Piggly Wiggly, is now a Cash Savers Grocery. And I might add, I talked to Joey Quibido yesterday, and he says that business is just getting better and better and better. It has not slowed down any, and it's getting better day by day.
Well,
and that's because more people are finding out about it. That Cash Savers Grocery Store has some great prices, some great products, and they are well staffed that you don't have to wait in a long checkout line. I know that's everybody, they hate that. And I do too. When you get into a checkout line, you want to be checked out, you want to go on your way. And there, even though they're busy, you will not wait at the service line, at the checkout line. They'll get you in, they'll get you out, and you'll save a lot of money. So go see them at Cash Savers in Opelousas, or visit on the north side of town, Piggly Wiggly, or in Simmsport if you're over there. Visit their location in Simmsport. And you can also check them out online at gotothepig.com. Now, if you're heading north,
Exit 23? Oh, no. Oh, no, you're talking about Steamboat.
Yeah, it'd be one more exit down.
About 25.
Yeah, 27, huh?
27?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so. I'm not sure. We'll have to find that out. But our good friend over there,
we're talking about something we don't know about. That's what we're doing.
Go see him over at the Steamboat Warehouse restaurant.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
I know what I'm talking about. Now, let's get that straight. Keep that straight on that tape there.
Jason Hugay over at the Steamboat Warehouse Restaurant in Washington. If you eat at the Steamboat, you will be talking about it for a week after, I can promise you, because the food there is absolutely wonderful. The ambiance is wonderful. And just yesterday, I was with Jason, and Jason cooked some soft shell crabs.
Oh,
pan-fried soft shell crab.
That's one of his specialties. He loves that, and he gets them, goes and gets them himself over at the Point.
I watched him cook them, and it was absolutely amazing.
They've got about three sources that they're able to just about get them, you know, in the time that it's in the season for it. He's got three sources right
And I've had soft shell crab before, and to be quite honest with you, it's not one of my favorite dishes. But this one that he did yesterday that I tasted topped every one I've ever had. I would order that in a second off of his menu.
Well, if
no
you
doubt.
recommended that good, as tight
It
as you
is
are,
excellent.
because that's kind of expensive there.
Yeah, well, it's worth it. Every penny of it. So next time you're at Steamboat,
I'm really picking
get
at
the
you
soft shell
today.
crab and tell them we told you to get it.
Yes, sir. And what about the 16th annual St. Hubert's Benevolent Society?
Is that a rabbit cook? No, a squirrel cook-off.
Squirrel cook-off. And this is a medal I've had since 1958. And this one I've had probably for 10 years now, close to 10 years. That's the St. Hubert's.
Yep.
The hunter's saint. And just to show you, and I participated quite heavily there for the first, I guess, 10 years. This will be the 16th annual. I haven't been, I'm being honest about it, but I'm sure like to see that they have continued it.
Sure.
And the person that'll benefit this year, they pick a person to benefit that's had some health issues.
Right.
And basically, if they're of hunting age, they're also a hunter. And this year it's going to be Ernest Landry. Ernest lives in the Port Barry area. His claim to fame, I mean, Joe Fred's claim to fame is Ernest is his brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
So that kind of tells you who we're talking about there. Quite a character, a real nice guy, always a big smile. And the cook-off will be taking place Saturday, October the 17th, which is just 3 weeks from now, beginning at 10 a.m. at Willis Campground in Washington, Louisiana. The cook-off will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Cooking is on site, and it's a $50 registration per cooking team. And they're going first through fifth going to be awarded hunting, weapons, and optics, sponsored by Keith and Ginger Myers with the LHC group. We always, when we talk about them, I don't do it we don't want to wear it out, but let them know that if you have one of their firms in your community, they're going to be helping in whatever the endeavor is to help people that need help. Ernest has had some major health bills with some health issues that he has, and this is going to be good. Other events beside the cooking, you're going to have live music, you're going to have food and fun for the whole family. Kids Fun Corner, BB gun shooting contest, ages 5 to 15. Boy, you just missed it, a couple of years. And both of these are sponsored by DCG Insurance. Dupre Carrier got your insurance.
There you go.
Registration from 10 a.m. until noon. That's for the BB gun shooting contest. And then live auction for all proceeds to go to the benefit.
Right.
So
Right.
the list goes on and on. It's a real good, well attended every year. Even if the weather gets kind of bad, you can't stop these Cajuns. Once they
That's right.
put in mind they're gonna party, they're gonna party.
Well, you know what? We got to take a quick little break right here. When we come back, we got more of the show for you. 1
Yep.
minute.
Welcome back to the third quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, and we do it in 4 quarters, so just sit back, relax, and hopefully enjoy the program with my assistant here, Mr. Matt LeBlanc, and our technical director in the room, the little cubby hole we have him locked up in, little Dylan Guillory. I bet he was kin to Mr. Nelson. Check it
Might have
back.
been.
He knows a lot of people around Port Barry and Opelousas. I think he comes there more. Must be chasing some little lady or something. Knows a lot of people around Opelousas.
There you go. Well, before we get started too far, let's tell you about our friends over at Carl's Thrifty Way. And at Carl's Thrifty Way, you can visit them for, of course, all of your pharmaceutical needs. Get your prescriptions filled there. Very knowledgeable, friendly staff, and Carl himself is up there compounding and filling prescriptions just about every time you go in. While you're there, check out the gift shop, and you can see a lot of stuff in their gift shop, like these items: some nice clothing, some nice wall decor, footwear, graduation gifts, baptismal gifts. They just have everything. Purses. They have a really nice gift shop. A lot of nice jewelry also, and all at very affordable prices. So make sure you visit Carl's Thrifty Way in Opelousas. That is on the south side of Opelousas on South Union. Yeah, that's right.
And,
I was trying to remember
and
the streets.
referred to as the Old Sunset Highway.
The Old Sunset Highway.
182.
Yep, 182. That's correct. Go see him at Carl's. Tell him we said hi. And if you are feeling a little spicy, check out Targill. Targill, you can get your own seasoning made. They'll help you out with the recipes. They'll walk you through the whole process. You got a couple of different recipes you can choose from, or you can bring your own recipe in. They'll bottle it for you, they'll package it for you, and they'll make you a nice label. And you see a lot of businesses and individuals doing this, especially like for holiday season or
now
graduation
you've got to
gifts
make quite
or
a few
things
to
like
make
that.
it reasonably priced.
Sure. But they can tell you all that over at Targill, and there is. It's a very nice product. I've seen it on several tables where you'll have individual seasonings, and Targill puts all of that stuff together. Also at Targill, they have the butcher supplies, cutlery, and kitchen supplies. So in the inside of the shop there, you can get very nice
originally
kitchen
started
equipment.
was through the butcher supplies.
Yep.
And then when Ted purchased the company, he put it into high gear, and it's never landed yet. It's still going up. How about that? That's pretty.
That's right.
Still going up.
Still going up.
And that's what you're looking for when you're in business.
That's right. And they've done a wonderful job with that business.
While talking about the construction that I did with this fencing, we bought the piping. And they cut it for us, and they drilled the holes for it to run the cable through at the top, and the whole 9 yards at Hidalgo Ironworks. And I was fortunate, Jesse was there, and we visited, and we transacted the business at the same time. Had a nice visit. Larry, been with him 40 or 42 years now. And I learned that he was having lunch at Joe's Sandwich Shop on Tuesday. And while we were up front, after we had I had chosen the size pipe and everything I wanted, and how many inches to cut, how long to cut it and all of that. Walked in, and who did I see? The first person I saw that I recognized was Philip Curville. Yeah. PJ, as we always used to call him, but Philip has Curville RV Center.
That's right.
And not far from the Curville Toyota, that was his dad that started the Toyota dealership, and he went and did his own thing and has done real well with the Curville RV Center.
Right.
You bet. And he's still fishing. And he says, by the way, Jesse Hidalgo, Jesse, told me, he said, you just missed your good buddy, J.Y. Reed. J.Y., good morning to you, young man. Hopefully you're up and at it early this morning. So anyhow, just about anywhere I go, I usually bump into somebody I know. And we said we were going to talk about, what you going to talk about first? The horse racing? Yes, sir. I'm in fashion. I had a good racing season at Evangeline Downs, if you call second place is good.
Hey, you know what?
Got about 6 or 7 second places, and had not won a race. And the track is, by the way, the track is closing Saturday night. So if you haven't been and you've been putting it off, you need to make your plans to be over there. It's a fun night. Doesn't cost anything to go in, so it's a bargain, and you can bring your kids. They enjoy themselves. They run around and meet friends, and they pass a good time, like the old Cajuns like to say. And I'm not in the picture. You can see that down at the bottom. Bobby Dupre is not in the picture. Why I'm not in the picture in Opelousas and I was in town? I'll tell you why. For the last 12, 15 years now, I've been emceeing, I call it the coaches
dinner.
Dinner. And that's pre-jamboree kickoff supper. And that was held the same night. And I didn't want to lose my job as MC in this.
Well, no, because Mac will take it over from you.
Yeah, Lil Mac. Yeah, I got to him a little bit, but I was careful because last time
I'm sure he zinged you, though.
He comes right
he's
back.
He's quick, man.
He's waiting for me.
Yeah, he's waiting for you.
It was held this past Thursday, and that's the same night. While just prior to starting the program, I was able to watch it on my iPad, and it's not a computer; it's an iPad. Now, I'll be telling you.
Well.
Look at here. We're having trouble with this little.
Hey, we're having a wardrobe malfunction.
Yep. Muscles. That's all the muscles from yesterday. All working muscles I hadn't worked in a long time. They're probably breathing, trying to get a little relaxation. There's a picture of our chefs, and of course they're led by Phil Leonards and Cliff Broussard and the gang. They cook a meal up unbelievable. All the crew is from Eunice except. On the left, the first person on the left is Jerome Robinson.
Yep.
And he is the supervisor of athletics and et al. With the St. Leonard Parish School Board. Took over the job when Coach Donnie retired. And has done a great job. Real nice young man to work. He called me up the next day and thanked me again. I said, you don't have to thank me. I passed up a horse winning a race to be with you guys, and I don't want to lose my job. You know? I wonder what retirement ought to be good. Supplement that retirement.
I think so.
Probably let me continue going for free.
To get your supper.
To get my supper, that's right. That's correct.
It's worth it, though, for those Eunice cooks.
So we had a good time. Rich, roll the pictures. Maybe you've been doing it while I'm rattling, but there's Tom Dodge with the Eunice News, formerly from Opelousas, and Bobby Ordwan with the green cup in his hand, and his hair is he cut it kind of short there. Looks like, I guess he was getting ready for the program here. But just all guys that you've seen around. We're not going to try to name them all because then I'll get all messed up. But the 6 high schools, North Central will be playing Port Barre at 6 p.m. Friday night. No, Thursday.
Yeah, well, Thursday is probably going to be the private school jamboree, and Friday's the public school, right?
Public school. And North Central, Coach, and look, the chief of police was there, and he brought his beautiful wife with him. I told her, I said, that's the first time I see him get you out of the house like that. I know why, you're so pretty. Well, she laughed. She said, Mr. Bobby, you something else. But, you know, life is short. We just here for a little visit. That's our new superintendent, not brand new, but was chosen a couple of years ago, Mr. Brown from the Eunice area, Ed Brown. And the coaches, as I said, Jacoby Theory and play Port Barre with Mac Mistrick as the coach. Beauchamp is Josh Guidry, and Eunice High is Paul Trosclap. Paul was not there. He's undergoing, you know, some health situation.
Right.
But he's okay. He'll be at the ball game coaching his team. And then Opelousas High has a new coach this year, Dwight Collins, and Northwest is Chris Edwards. So should be a good night of football. Go down and cheer your team on and get them started. And I just wish that they have a good year. And I guess more important than anything else is a good safe year. No serious.
Right.
We know we're gonna have some bumps and bruises and all that.
That comes with the territory. But try to stay away from serious injuries.
Right. And again, thank you all for giving me the opportunity to be with all you young people. A death that took place was a Nigerian ambush kills a priest, a Roman Catholic priest known as Father Dennis. And Father Dennis was in Lawtell, and Mallet. Mallet is St. Anne's, and the Holy Family is the one in Lawtell. If I think I'm right when I say that. Father Dennis was the priest when Jean Labbe died, 8808, August 808 is the date that he died, and I'm pretty sure it was Father Dennis was the priest that said the mass and everything for us, and that's where he's buried. Right there by the Lawtell grocery convenience store there. Across the street is the church and the burial grounds.
Right.
Okay, we're moving right along. And we didn't talk about the horse. I couldn't get in this race against American Pharaoh. My horse was a little too old. I'm in Fashion is a 5-year-old, and this is for 3-year-olds. American Pharaoh is a huge favorite, and you say that's not spelled correctly.
Well, huge isn't spelled correctly. American Pharaoh, they got right.
They got it right. Okay,
just
so
misspelled
they got,
huge.
Yeah.
That happens.
That happens.
I'm in the business. I know.
Hoofing It to Romance. Look at here. Way back yonder, the 1901, they showing a little gentleman there with his little chick. I guess he's courting her, and he's in a little sulky, and real nice couple. I enjoy these pictures, and these are compliments of the clerk of court in Lafayette, Louis Perret. Louis, keep up the good work of furnishing the Daily Advertiser these historic pictures. I read I think I try to read every one of them as they come out. We talked about this one already. And I see where the Bon Ton, the pick of the day, Silverbacks Improv, that's at the Theater 810 on 810 Jefferson Street. I think that took place last week, but what I'm leading up to is the young man that's in charge of picking this particular event is none other than Herman Fuselier Jr. And of course, I saw him probably when he was born. Our properties we were on King Street and they were on Lombard Street, and our properties butted together in the back, and so I knew him and his little sister Kathy. And the other person is Dominic's pick is Grammy Up, Tipitina's music office, co-op on Jefferson Street for a Grammy submission session, 3 to 6 p.m. Oh, okay. You all tried out?
No.
Y'all never did try
No.
any of those contests like that?
Not Grammy.
People like y'all's music. I'm telling you, buckle up and
There you
get that instrument going.
Well, you know what? We need to take a quick break right now. We still got a lot of pictures we need to show on the next segment, so let's
have
go ahead
some
and
more
take a break
pictures?
now, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter, the final quarter. So sit back, relax. We're going to really run through the rest of it. I promise you, we're going to
Last leg of the race.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about our friends over at Louisiana Healthcare Group, or LHC Group, with offices in Opelousas, but offices, of course, all over the United States. And we were talking about them earlier, and one of their specialties is hospice. And I was with Paula Mills yesterday, who heads up their Louisiana health and palliative care, hospice and palliative care. And it's just a very nice organization. And as you heard earlier, the St. Hubert's Benevolent Society, they're pitching in. These guys get involved on a local level wherever they're at. So LHC Group, thank you for being involved with our community. Absolutely. And we want to also remind you about Dixie Storage. In main office there in Port Barry, but of course they're in Opelousas and Washington also, with over 1 million square feet of storage combined. You don't have to worry about what you're going to store, just which one you're going to bring it to, because they have plenty of locations and plenty of storage
Dixie
facilities.
Trucking to assist you for bringing it if you want to
That's
offload it off from the railroad track or something like that.
They got a railroad spur right there in
And
Port Barry.
They can drop it off on the spur, and they can unload it and bring it into to the storage
That's
facility.
absolutely correct. So visit Dixie Storage. You can check them out online at dixiestorage.com, and their sister companies are on there as well, Dixie Signs and A Plus Glass and Dixie Trucking.
I had a good phone call. Will this, does the mic
I got
still
you.
picking up?
Keep on going. I got you.
May DeVille, Ray DeVille's wife, May worked for the company for many, many years. And of course, she is undergoing some treatments over at MD Anderson in Houston. And she had 3, that was the 19th is when she called me. She has 3 more treatments left, so that she'd be finished by now. So let's just hope that the radiation was successful. And while I was visiting Century 21 office in DCG Realty on Landry Street there, of which I'm one of the owners, saw a person who was very ill. You couldn't tell it by looking at her today, but like the Cajuns like to say, she passed through a real tight crack there. She was really ill, and she doesn't show any of the sign, looking very, very well. And I'm speaking of Miss Norma Hugay. She had really serious, but she's back at it. She's even driving. She was pointing that out to me because they must have not given her driving privileges right away. It's kind of like when you almost 16, you're just ready to start driving. And I tried to mention, I failed to mention a person that missed talking to me. She said she saw me at the Opelousas General Hospital. They were visiting Ms. Robert Morrow. And I'm speaking of Lynette Valin, Lefty Valin's daughter. She married into the Morrow family. She married Dale Morrow, who is also a brother to Karen Morrow Guitros, Sheriff Bobby Guitros' wife. They were all there. Mrs. Morrow has been hopefully she's gotten better and got into a regular room or home for that matter. She's very serious, so keep all these people in your prayers, please. And let's see, that would take care of that one. I've got a picture. I stopped in to see if they had a piece of equipment that I needed to rent. They did, but they own it, but it was out on a lease at the time. And I'm speaking of Everything Rental Center and Just Ask Rental. And the young lady that is clerking there, look at her. She said, "Oh, you can't take my picture." I didn't know I was taking a picture today. I said, "Look, all you got to do is get that pretty smile out there." And I'm speaking, of course, of Nicole Miller. She hails from Eunice, where the main office is in Eunice, and the sub-office is in Opelousas. And they have all types of contracting type equipment that you might need on a one-day lease or a week or a month, whatever you want to have it. But then they also have items that you use for celebrations, having wedding parties, bridal parties, whatever the party need is. Some of the items that they rent, you can show them that, okay. Give you an idea. They have a big room full of samples there that you can look at. And then they also have a very popular fundraising item that you might want to rent from them, and that's a Dunkin' booth. Those are very, very popular. And she says it's best if you can call in advance and reserve it. Then you won't have any problems of being disappointed. So just a real nice place. I had never been in the place, and Nicole, very astute at what the rentals are, the cost and everything like that, and terms that you can make with them.
Good.
So anyhow, a nice business on the west end at West Lander Street, just before you get to Dominic's Stockyard,
Right.
in that area there. Good luck to them, and of course they've been in Opelousas now a few years.
Yeah.
And this was where we were doing that construction. We hadn't started yet. Well, we were starting to clean. You can see we're cleaning, and we took down the barbed wire fence. They took it down for me. The people, some over the years, they made themselves an exit through my property. But that's okay. I think we're going to have it corrected now. And that's Big Harry right here. And this is the shirt I have on today. That's the backside. Toledo Town Hardware and Supply. Ken Fakura is one of the owners of that business.
Okay.
And I mean, you know how J.B. Sandoz, you know how we brag about all the items they have? They started out with things that even J.B. Sandoz has. In other words, if you go to Toledo, Ben, and you have a breakdown, you have to go about 25 miles to get to the nearest hardware store. Right here at Toledo Town, they call it. It's amazing. I went there myself. Ken Fakura didn't tell me that. I saw it with my own 2 eyes, and it's fun to shop there. And they even have air conditioning parts. See, a lot of those units, the parts are interchangeable.
Sure.
So you want to find out where Toledo Town Hardware Store is, and they have lumber products, and I mean, it's a first-class operation.
Good.
I just wanted to pass that on because we have so many people in Acadiana that they go fishing there all the time. Might know about it, but some of you may not know about it. Now, these are 2 people having a good time at Orange Beach.
Oh, is that Orange Beach?
Yep,
Okay.
Orange Beach. That's Adelaide on the left, and her daughter, my daughter, Kelly on the right. And boy, what is that? A strawberry daiquiri?
I don't know, but it looks good.
Oh, it looks good. They're sitting down, getting a little sunshine. Well, Adelaide is. Kelly must have been taking that picture.
Yeah.
And got a good picture of the rainbow, and they're spending a whole week over there.
Beautiful. And they got you a sunset.
Got me a sunset is right.
Not like a sunset on the
this is little Jonas Ryson and his little son and daughter. They had been living maybe in Minnesota, but they're now relocated. He and his wife. His wife is a doctor, and I remembered when they came down trying to see if he's an architect. Jonas is an architect, so they both ended up being able to find, and much closer than Minnesota, so they can be closer to their family, to their mimos and papas. And okay,
Man, I think that might be all the pictures there, huh?
Is that the pictures? Takes
Good.
care of?
We got through them.
Okay.
And you still got
good.
3 minutes left.
Still got 3 minutes left. Lafayette High School, that was a good picture. I should have taken a picture of that. Lafayette High School football team celebrated their 50th year of graduation, and they even have their coach with them. And the coach, Rayford LeBlanc. That's him. That's Stan Broussard and Ross Brubacher and Rayford LeBlanc. And I bet they had some good stories to tell. You know that. Let's see if there's anything else that I'm passing up that I should have gotten to today. It's always... No Guarantee sweeps the Cajun Music Award, and there's a story to that. The young Cajun musician, he's a councilman in Scott.
Kevin Nakan.
Kevin Nakan's father wrote this song. Y'all play it, or you can't talk about it on legal news?
Not that kind of band.
Oh no, what is that? Cajun?
Y'all that's
y'all
Cajun.
Don't play Cajun?
No.
Oh no, don't.
Totally different.
Totally different. Okay. Exception made for the Plaza. Boy, yeah, they having problems downtown Lafayette. One lady wants to be
Rezoned?
Rezoned. So atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
I hope
Well,
she can work it out.
since the inception of the place.
Yeah,
I think she's within
and
so many feet of a church, is what it is.
That or eating and drinking in the same place, and
Right,
youngsters
right.
coming in, and it gets kind of tricky. And of course, one of the big things we didn't talk about, because we try to talk about good things, but you know, the stock market is a good thing as long as
Big
it's
tank
going
this
up.
week, though.
It's good. Then when it takes a little drop like it did on Monday, it fell. It went to a little over 1,000 points. It lost, but it came back and only lost 588 points, if my memory serves me right. And they blaming this on China.
Right.
China's economy is not running as hot as they thought it would run. But then if they stop and think, little Greece it doesn't hardly show on the map, it's so small, and they created this same, not quite as bad. You remember that?
Yep. Sure do.
You lost some on your 401k plan. Yep, but we did too. I did too. So that's why we all did. If we in the market, if your retirement plan, you don't think about it being in the market, but a good portion of it is in the market. So
that's what it is.
Anyhow, we need to get to the closing.
We gotta get it wrapped up.
Hopefully you enjoyed the program. We enjoyed visiting with you, and we called it a little visit. And we're going to close with this prayer. Father, you've called us to serve one another. Give me a heart willing to accept the care of others. May I ask for help when I am in need and respond with a heart of grace to others when they ask for my help. God loves you and me. Let's love one another. Thank you for viewing. Tell a friend, and thank you, Dylan.